I bought this Vantage with the intention to modify it. And I've been in this modification trap before, where sometimes when you get into it, you end up making a less reliable car that is way more expensive and usually doesn't fill the purpose you originally purchased the car for. So on this build, I'm intentionally taking my time, going a little slower, calming down, and trying to ensure that all the modifications I do add to what I want this car to be instead of detracting from it. And so, as hard as it is, I'm taking it slow. And it's tough. So coming from the 765, the 500 horsepower that this had felt like a commuter car. And even though that is ridiculous, it's true. So I got the exhaust done and I got a tune done. Now we're up to 600 and it feels fast enough for me. Well, then the silver that it was previously was no longer as special. And so I decided to go with the color wrap PPF. And then the wheels became a little too boring for me. So I got some wheels coming. And then I decided just the blue interior wasn't exactly what I wanted. So now I'm looking at different carbon bucket seats and stuff like that. Every little change becomes addictive because it ties your identity to the car. It becomes more you, less stock. And the problem with that is, where do you stop? I've done this in my business as well. I've taken something, an offer, a product, something, and I've tweaked it and I've modified it and I've changed it, all with the intent to make it better and more attractive to my customers. But that's not always what happens. It's a problem is you get more and more invested, you get further and further in, and you think, I've come this far, why not keep going? And it's the way it works with your car too, is it becomes every mod is worth it and necessary, and I need to do it. Obviously, that's not the case. You have to fight that urge to think that every idea you have is right and everything you do needs to be done no matter what. You have to slow down, you have to think it through. I like to use my wife as a sounding board because she thinks of things I do not, and she helps me decide if it is a valuable thing to try or if it's just a want. Is it a need or a want? And try to avoid the wants and only stick to the needs. From the get-go, like I said, the intention of this car was to mod it. So I've always had a budget in mind, and some things were a little more than I expected, some have been a little less than I expected. The wrap, for instance, I went with a color PPF versus just a standard color change wrap. So while I think it is a justified cost, significantly better than just a normal wrap, it's got a little more depth to it. It is definitely, though, more money than my original plan was for the wrap. The wheels, I'm getting a better deal because somebody wanted to showcase that they could do these wheels for me, so I got a little bit of a discount. They're still coming. It's a little longer than I expected to have wheels made for you. It's the first time I've ever done it, so I don't have a reference point for it. So I'm trying to be patient, which is kind of my thoughts with this car in general. The exhaust, I knew that my exhaust guy that did 765 could tune it and put some exhaust on it to really wake it up. I knew that was number one because of the horsepower deficit that I was coming from the other car into this. But overall, everything you do starts adding more and more and more. And now that I want to add the custom carbon interior bucket seats with an accent color, which is going to require me to add more of another interior part or two to get it up to what I want it to be to look like it flows properly. Or doing the carbon fiber kit on the outside, that's another 10 to 12 grand. And what starts happening is you've put more money into the mods than you actually paid for the car, and you blow your budget out and you think, might as well, I've come this far. So you have to fight that feeling. And this is the pattern that kills so many businesses. You have a good service, consistent revenue, your customers are happy, and you try to improve it and you tweak it and you modify it, and you're not listening to what your customers say they want, you're listening to what you think makes it better. And the best business owners have a really cool trait, which is to stop making a change just for change's sake. You have to only make changes when your customers are asking for it, and you have to be in tune with your customers and your products to make sure they align. It's super hard because you get invested in every change and you truly believe, and they might even actually be better. But if the market isn't asking for it, you can't just assume that it will be a better product for your customers, because it might give them something that's better that they don't actually want. So you have to make sure, just like with the car, when you're modifying it, you take the time, you analyze it, and you make sure that it is a value add that will give you the return and not just look shiny and make you feel like it's a cooler product as the owner. Here's where we currently stand. I've paid for the exhaust and the tune, worth every penny. I would do it again. It made the car wake up and significantly quicker and more of what I would expect from this type of a car. I did the wrap, which, like I said, I love. I think it woke the car up as far as the looks and styles. It really accentuates the hips and some other things. It's subjective. If you don't like it, fully understand. It's crazy. It reminds me of the old Mustang paint. And to me, the chameleon flip-flop, color change, whatever you want to call it, wraps are well worth the money. They just make the cars look so much cooler because they showcase all the edges. We're doing the wheels. Those are going to finish the outside mods for now. And then after that, we're going to pause. We're going to make sure that those carbon seats and the two-tone interior actually add to the car versus detract and just become making it more mine, but not actually adding any realistic value or feel to the car. And that's the real trap that people fall in. They keep modifying the car because it makes it more theirs, but when you put $50,000 worth of upgrades into a car and then you get in it, you don't feel all the time like you've got $50,000 worth of upgrades. And I want to make sure everything I do adds that value. So if the seats give me more headroom and make it more comfortable for me, great. We'll do that. But if they're just because I like carbon fiber and I want to add a bit of carbon fiber, most likely I'll pass on them and I'll wait for something that is a bigger upgrade and feels like it's worth every penny. Everything I'm doing right now has to feel like the value add is worth every penny that I'm putting into the car. Have you modified a car past what you should have to where it was no longer really a value add, it was just doing it because? And it's a weird trap because in the moment, it doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like a value add, and then you get it and you get tired of it and you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. And sometimes you even change it. I did that with carbon fiber hoods. I've done that with carbon fiber trunks, side skirts, way too much on my BMWs to where I've spent more money than I should and I didn't really get the value. So let me know if you've done it. What have you done that you kind of regretted doing or didn't think it was worth the value? Let me know in the comments. That's all I got on this one. I'll see you on the next one.